The Ionian coast of Sicily is where myth, history, and fire from the earth collide. Volcanoes rise over turquoise seas. Ancient Greeks left their first footprints here. Castles guard black lava cliffs, and Baroque cities buzz with life. This isn't just a coastline, it's a living stage where nature and culture have performed together for thousands of years. Today, we're counting down 9 unforgettable places along Sicily's Ionian coast that you cannot miss. Ready? Let's roam. Number 9, Giardini Naxos Archaeological Park. We begin at Giardini Naxos, the first Greek colony in Sicily, founded in 734 BC. The ruins may look humble, low walls set among citrus groves, with the sea glittering beyond. But this is where Sicily's Greek era began. Here, settlers brought their temples, their gods, and their way of life to an island that would become a crossroads of the Mediterranean. The colony was destroyed by neighboring Syracuse, yet its legacy reshaped Sicily forever. In the small museum, fragments of pottery, weapons, and votive offerings whisper of lives lived nearly 3,000 years ago. Imagine the settlers looking out at the same shoreline you see today, wondering if their experiment in a foreign land would survive. Number 8. Alcantara Gorges. Just inland, the roar of water leads you to the Alcantara Gorges. The river has carved a canyon through black volcanic rock, its walls shaped into striking geometric patterns when molten lava cooled against icy water. The gorge is narrow, with sheer walls towering above you, and the light flickers as the sun moves overhead. The air here is noticeably cooler, echoing with rushing water and bird song, a contrast to the summer heat on the coast. Step into the river, and the shock of the icy water seizes your breath, even in midsummer. This isn't just a swim, it is an encounter with Sicily's living geology, a reminder that the island's beauty is born from both fire and erosion. Spend time here, and you'll feel the raw power that still shapes this land. Number 7. Messina Regional Museum. At the northern gateway to Sicily lies Messina, a city scarred by earthquakes and wars but rebuilt time and again. Hidden here is one of the island's most powerful artistic treasures, the Regional Museum, or MuMe. Inside are 2 masterworks painted by Caravaggio during his Sicilian exile, Raising of Lazarus and Adoration of the Shepherds. They are huge canvases, dark and intense, where figures emerge from shadow into sudden bursts of light. In Lazarus, the body is dragged toward life, every muscle straining. In the Shepherds, the Holy Family is depicted with raw humanity, barefoot and weary. Seeing them in Messina, a city that has endured devastation, gives these works even more force. They are not just paintings, they are a dialogue between art, suffering, and resilience. Number 6. Riviera dei Ciclopi, Aci Castello, and Aci Trezza. South of Messina, the landscape slips into legend. At Aci Castello, a Norman fortress built in the 11th century clings to a lava outcrop, its walls blending into the black stone beneath. From its ramparts, you can see straight down the Ionian coastline, a view once used to guard against pirates and invaders. Just offshore in Aci Trezza rise the Cyclops Islands, jagged black pillars of basalt said to be the very stones hurled by Polyphemus at Odysseus. Local fishermen still cast their nets among the stacks as gulls wheel overhead. Today, the Riviera dei Ciclopi is a marine reserve, and slipping into these waters by boat or snorkel, you glide between history, geology, and myth. Few places in Sicily fuse story and landscape so completely. Number 5. Acireale and La Timpa Nature Reserve. Above the cliffs lies Acireale, a Baroque town of elegant churches, frescoed ceilings, and grand squares. But its hidden treasure is La Timpa below. This nature reserve, protected since 1999, preserves volcanic terraces that drop steeply into hidden coves. Trails wind down through terraced lemon groves, their sharp scent carried on the breeze, until the roar of waves grows louder than the hum of the town above. At the bottom, the sea crashes against black lava stone in bursts of spray. This is not a tourist beach. Fishermen mend their nets on the rocks, and locals gather in the evenings for a quiet swim. La Timpa shows a more authentic Sicily, where human life blends into the land's rhythm just as it has for centuries. Number 4. Taormina and Isola Bella. Taormina is Sicily's stage. High above the sea, its Greek theatre, carved into the hillside in the 3rd century BC, still hosts concerts and plays. From its stone seats, the backdrop is Mount Etna, sometimes smoking, and the brilliant blue Ionian below. Few theatres in the world can boast a view like this. Just beneath the cliffs lies Isola Bella, a tiny island turned nature reserve. At low tide, a narrow sandbar appears, linking it to the shore. The water around the island shimmers between emerald and sapphire, alive with fish and perfect for snorkeling. At sunset, the cliffs glow orange, and the island becomes a silhouette against the horizon. It's no wonder that writers, artists, and filmmakers have been drawn here for centuries. Taormina embodies the drama of Sicily itself. Number 3. Mount Etna. Etna dominates everything. Rising about 10,900 feet, or 3,329 meters, it is Europe's highest and most active volcano. Its eruptions have destroyed villages and reshaped landscapes, but also enriched the soil that feeds Sicily's vineyards and orchards. At Rifugio Sapienza, you can circle the Silvestri craters, silent scars of eruptions past. Higher up, the cable car and rugged jeeps take you into a world that feels lunar. Black ash plains, steaming vents, and rock so sharp it crunches under your boots. The air smells faintly of sulfur, and if you pause, you can feel the mountain vibrating underfoot. On clear days, the view stretches to Calabria on the Italian mainland, and you realize you are standing on the living engine of Sicily, a volcano that has shaped the island's fate for millennia. Number 2. Catania and La Pescheria. At Etna's base lies Catania, built from the very lava that once threatened to bury it. Its historic core, filled with grand Baroque palaces and piazzas, is UNESCO-listed. But the true heart of the city is La Pescheria, its centuries-old fish market. Step inside and you're hit with the briny, pungent scent of the sea. Swordfish heads gleam with their crescent bills, baskets of clams rattle with water, and mounds of sea urchins glow orange when cut open. Vendors shout in Sicilian dialect, their voices colliding in a rhythm as old as the market itself. Around the edges, tiny trattorias fry fresh catch for quick plates of calamari. To skip La Pescheria is to miss Catania's soundtrack, the heartbeat of the city laid bare. Number 1. Siracusa and Ortigia. And now we reach Ortigia, the island heart of Siracusa. Founded by the Greeks in the 8th century BC, Siracusa grew into one of the most powerful cities in the Mediterranean. It defeated Athens in war, welcomed philosophers like Plato, and produced Archimedes, whose genius still echoes in the stories told here. Today, Ortigia is a labyrinth of lanes where sunlight bounces off white limestone. Piazzas open suddenly onto sweeping views of the sea. The Duomo still carries the columns of a Greek temple to Athena, a Christian cathedral built atop ancient stone. At the Arethusa spring, fresh water bubbles just steps from the salt waves, tied to a myth of a nymph fleeing through the earth. The best finale is by boat. Circle the island at sunset, when the cliffs glow gold and lanterns flicker on along the waterfront. Ortigia captures everything the Ionian coast represents, myth, history, and beauty woven into one. From the first settlers at Giardini Naxos to the golden twilight of Ortigia, this coastline is not just a string of sights, but a journey through centuries of ambition and survival. You walk among ruins, dive into rivers, taste the salt of the sea, and hear the whisper of volcanoes under your feet. The Ionian coast of Sicily is alive, and it will stay with you long after you leave. If you enjoyed this guide, be sure to subscribe for more cinematic journeys across Italy and beyond. Until next time, let's keep roaming.